How are you? It's been so long.
I know. I was excited. I feel so big time when I have certain people on. It's weird. I can't explain it because usually I'm just like ranting, talking about bullshit like tuna fish. And then there's someone that I'm like excited about. Swear on my life. I only have people on when I'm excited about them.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to have a big talk. I feel like so much has changed for both of us since we last met. And like you are like now the TikToker. Like you're moving and you're just like in this amazing era and you're just like killing it. And you're so, I mean, I know social media doesn't tell the whole truth, but you seem very in flow and very happy right now.
Let's do our perspectives about each other and then let's correct them. Let's do that. That's fun. Okay. So,
Okay.
first of all, I don't think I knew last time it was Christina Najjar that's your name.
That's my real name. Yes. And I gave myself Tinx the nickname when I was like 12.
Who calls you Christina?
Like my parents and like that's kind of it. My parents and a few friends maybe from high school, but mostly everybody calls me Tinx.
Right. And also, like, you kind of don't have a last name, which is like me. And that's very cool.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's easy. And it's like, it's easy. It's 4 letters, one and done.
So that's a good question. If someone meets you on an airplane, all right, so you meet like a really successful, like mogul baller guy who's like a big player, but doesn't know anything about this world. And like, you're smart and you're educated.
Christina all the way. I'm like, hi, I'm Christina.
Stop. Okay, but like, then even more, what do you do for a living? Now you're going to be like, I'm an influencer, because he's going to think you're some thought dope.
It's tough and I don't know.
What about me? I'm in my 50s. Can you imagine me telling
You're like,
this
I'm a TikToker. They're like, what? And by the way, I'm not ashamed, and I know you aren't either, of being an influencer whatsoever. I love it. And I think it's amazing. But there is some judgment if people don't live in this world and they don't know there are preconceived notions. So I say like I have a radio show first, because I feel like if they don't live in the world, it's true. And I can go in and then I'm like, and I do a little influencing on the side, kind of edge them into it. Versus just come out and be like, I talk to my phone for 8 hours a day.
Well, no, but it's more that like saying influencer, it's even worse at your age because it sounds very like, of course you are. You want me to buy you a Chanel bag?
Yes.
You're 30-something years old. You want me to take you to... For me, it sounds insane, but it's different. It's not
but it's cool. It's interesting. It's like, what do you mean you're a TikToker? Like, that's so cool.
It's very weird.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So how has it evolved since last time? So you've had ebbs, you've had flows, you've had cancellations, you've popped off. What's real, what's not real? Like, tell me about the State of the Union address of this career, where you are, what you've learned, and like how it's going.
It's really a different job than I thought it was. And you kind of have to like take your lumps and you kind of have to ride the wave through it and survive it and be like, okay, I didn't die. Like it was bad, but I didn't die, and I'm still here, and I still, I'm still creating things, and it's okay. I've been an influencer for 5 years now. I started in COVID. It's 2025. I think that I'm sort of ready to start a new era of my career, leaning more heavily into bigger projects like the book, and it's being made into a TV show, and I'm an executive producer, and these are things that really interest me because I still love to share online, but I'm just kind of looking to do bigger things. Deeper. Yeah. And I wish that I was more business minded like you. Like, trust me, I think for 30 minutes a day, what's my skinny girl? Like, I really do think, because I would love to do a project of that size, but I'm not, it's just not like that natural to me, business. I'm more of like I have an idea for a movie. Oh, I have an idea for a show. I have an idea for a book. So that's what I'm leaning into. I'm trying to lean into what I'm good at, and we'll see how it goes.
How old are you?
34.
Yeah, it's still very, very, I mean, I was broke until I was late 30s, and it all sort of like comes together. It's case law. And so like, you're just like sort of, I took a bartending class after college, and I went to acting, and I then produced large scale events where like the Emmys, the Grammys, and would coordinate all the food and beverage and the lighting and the sound and stuff. All these things have somehow come into like my house renovation projects, my ability to pull things together. I produce things like, it's sort of all like converges, and then it gets concentrated, but you can sort of be nimble and shift it. Like, I wasn't planning any of this a couple of years ago. Like, I was planning towards sort of semi-retiring, just doing what I wanted. This is, I was talking to my best friend since high school last night, because we were talking about hacks. And I'm like, is that not me in 20 years? Or I'm going to be in a Rolls Royce, like negotiating for a figurine in some store. But it actually isn't me, because I'm not like her or Joan Rivers, where I define my life by the calendar and how full it is.
Right.
And I said, when the tables go cold, I'm walking out. Like, I'm totally cool. I'm only doing
Right.
this because the tables are hot.
No, you're doing it because it's working, it's fun, and, like, you're having fun
Exactly.
doing it, and that's why it works. I think it's, like, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, that's why it keeps working is because 'cause you're like, you could take it or leave it. You're just doing it because it's
Exactly.
fun, and,
Exactly.
like, that shows, and, like, when people need it too much, you can tell, and people are like, "Eh, yeah." So I think that's why it's worked. It's very cool. Like, I think about you all the time. I think about how, it came together for you. I think about it does inspire me, and I think about it. Like, last time I did your pod, you were like, "Oh, you've still got so much time," and I'm like, I hope she tells me that again because I feel the clock's ticking.
No, beyond time. But also, I feel like there's a more relaxedness about you too. It feels like you popped off. It was the biggest thing in the entire universe. You leveled out. You had like a rough moment, which I messaged you about.
Yeah,
It seems like you're more comfortable in your skin. Like you're just like, this
very
is what
much
this
so.
is. And it doesn't have to, I don't have to hit a home run every day, but and I could get banged up. But like, we're here, like you said, the store is going to open every day.
Yeah.
And this is like, it just doesn't seem, it's just an energy. And I could be totally wrong. You're just like, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I find interesting, as niche as it is. I'm not forcing it, I'm not pushing it.
It just takes some time, and, like, honestly, in a weird way, like, being canceled did kind of level me out because I was so, like I was, like, breathing, like, the LA. I needed everything. I needed to go to every party. I was obsessed. I was Mrs.
Oh,
It was just, like, it felt like if it went away, I would die, and it did go away for a couple months, and I, like, learned who my real friends are, and I really learned how it all
wow.
worked, and then I came back, and I was like, you kind of recalibrate and you figure out what matters and you figure out how it goes. And it's like, it is a job. At the end of the day, it's like before, I think I was like, I breathe it. It's my life. Like, and my phone is first, like everything for the story. And now
Ah.
I'm like, it's a job. I love my followers very much. I love making content for them. But at the end of the day, the internet, it's a job and I'm going to do what I am going to do. And if people like it, that's great. And if not, then that's okay too.
I think it's interesting. I just thought you said that it leveled you out because you didn't really know that the wolves are always at the end of the bed. I was talking to Tim Dillon, the comedian, about this last night because I really don't have fear, but I'm not going to jump on the sun for no reason. I've said things in my career that like I could have said another way. Like it literally didn't need to be said, or just say it a different way or ask the question to other people. It has nothing to do with fear. It's just like but the thing that I said that could cause me so much problems. And I fly very close to the sun. Like, there's something about politics I want to talk about today. And, like, I'm thinking my team will be like, what the fuck do you need to be doing that now? But, like,
Yeah.
whatever. Fuck it. I want to do it. So I try to fly close, but I don't need to be on the sun. But if things are going too well, and it's not that I'm, like, negative or bet against myself, I don't like it. I get uncomfortable. The way that you described what you going on in LA, that sounds to me like being on a very dangerous roller coaster. I don't like it. I was just invited to the Derby to do everything properly the whole entire weekend. And I grew up going to the races, but like had to scrounge to get things. And like now it's like, of course, like elite and VIP. I don't like it when it's too much and too much of me and when it's too good and too liked. Like, I don't like it. I'm
Yeah.
uncomfortable because the wolves are at the fucking end of the bed.
Yeah, there's that phrase where it's like the devil comes for you at your highest moment. And it's like true. It's like you're riding high, like everything feels amazing and then it's like boom. And it's like you kind of have to not be always looking over your shoulder, but like to your point, you kind of have to know it's there and just be like, okay, like it is what it is. And that's why you need to do exactly what you want. You need to pick the fights you want to fight and leave the shit that doesn't matter. But you're fearless. Like I think about you all the time, like in your comments, like you're so funny. You just talk right back to people and you're just like, you don't give a shit. You're like, you'll live or whatever. And I'm like, yes, like I'm dying for it because you don't care. And very few people are just like, yeah, like this is what I think. And it's okay to talk about these things. We're all going to be okay. We're very much in a time where it's like people don't even say their opinion anymore, which is why
No.
I think we've gotten to this place, by the way, this extreme place where everyone's like, can't even have a conversation without qualifying 60 things. And by the way, I think that we were all a lot happier when we were living in a time when you could say, I like that, that's not for me, whatever. Now we kind of find a weird moralizing thing, but behind everything. We don't think it's proper to just say, I actually don't like that actor. He's not for me. Now it's
Right.
like, well, 20 years ago, he said this and he had a dog that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Exactly.
just say you don't like him. It's okay.
Yeah, but it's couched in such bullshit because we're supposed to use your voice.
Yeah.
You have a voice, use it. Shut the fuck up. You can't use your voice. You have to be muzzled. 100%. It's ridiculous.
No, it's crazy.
Yes. And the thing is, there was a movie years ago, Sandra Bullock's Speed, when she had to keep the bus at 55 miles an hour, couldn't go higher or lower, everyone would die. And that's kind of a little bit what it's like, meaning when you go through something like a cancellation or something is really bad, you have to hold on to the steering wheel, but you cannot hold on too tight, but you cannot let go.
Right.
You can't go hide under a rock.
You kind of just have to go through it. You kind of just have to go through it. And by the way, when I was canceled, I thought all the people that I was jealous of, I thought they'll never get canceled. They'll never get canceled. I made this little list in my mind. Every single one of them has been through some cancellation.
Yes. Yes.
Nobody's safe.
The cancellation is so canceled.
Right.
No one's canceled. It's not.
It's like,
cancellation is fucking canceled. Okay. But this is the bigger moment. The amount you learn through something negative is so much more valuable
100%.
than you need. It's unbelievable. There's something that I was just dealing with my daughter, and it will define her. And it's I thrive on how to deal with something in a crisis. With all this relief work and all this stuff, I'm just good in a crisis, and I don't want to have that experience. Believe me, it's not like I'm saying I have a death wish. I'm saying, but when it clicks in, it's a puzzle, and I can always figure out how to navigate it, how to drive on that road. And it is a skill set, and it's so helpful for things in life that really matter. Family matters, financial matters, health matters, whatever. Take a deep breath, pay attention to how you're navigating something, because there are many ways to go. And they all sometimes seem like good ideas. You think this, you think that, the other thing. But I pride myself on being making that right decision. And that's because of a series of difficult things. So that's what's really good. Then you're fuck it. Nope, this is bad. We're all in fucking mode now. Let's go. What is the basis of what you are discussing overall in life?
A lot of what I talk about is how to navigate this new era that we're going through and navigate dating as best I can. Again, I'm not an expert. I just have found a way.
There's literally no expert.
But I have the little tips and tricks to not make yourself go crazy. And then also I just give advice, and people are well, what qualifies you? I'm going to tell you something. Common sense is not that common. I think that people call my radio show because they think generally I have pretty good manners and I can kind of figure out,
you
talk
could have
through
a good
situation.
instinct.
Yeah.
And you could also have a good communication style. I wrote a book called Naturally Thin, and my ex was you need to go become a nutritionist to write this book. I'm no, I'm a person that had food noise.
Exactly.
I invented the term food noise, and people were battling me in my own comments about food noise. I'm yeah, hi, I'm the first person who ever used it. It was when the dinosaurs walked the earth. Some other person regurgitated it, so shut the fuck up and sit down. But the point was, I wasn't a nutritionist. I was a person that was noisy about it. What to eat, what not to eat. I was good, I was bad. I binged. So you're that of dating. So what is it now? What is the overall?
Overall, speaking to predominantly young women, and I never call myself a dating expert. It's not that. I think that people come to me because I figured out a way to be pretty happy being single, and more women are waiting to settle down. There's a record number of women who are over 30 who are single. There's a record number of women over 30 who have bought homes by themselves. So we are in this new era, and it's exciting, but it's also a little uncomfortable for a lot of young women because they're but wait, everyone told me I have to get married, but I'm not really ready yet. I'm kind of working on myself.
There's a thing with women at many ages, there's a defensiveness about, I don't need a man. It's a defensiveness about it that feels like you're not being totally honest. You're that person that's, how do I explain it? You're making an excuse and being defensive because you can't get a man, when there are so many people now that I'm realizing too, don't want a man. Don't want a man. This is a weird age where I'm shocked by myself. I don't recognize myself because I'm I don't it's weird that I don't think about men really that much. I'll go on a date with a major guy. Could be a billionaire, good-looking, successful, amazing, likes me. And I kind of won't give a shit.
Yeah.
I forget if I texted him back. That's not my personality. That's Kristen Cavallari on the Hills personality. I don't, what the fuck is going on? But I don't know.
You're
it's just
fulfilled. You're happy. You have a great life. It's nice. Now it's if you find someone who is this moon and stars and they make your life better and it's an add-on, then great. But if not, you're good, which is like an amazing place
But
to be
it's
living
something
from.
people talk about, but to get it in your body, it feels like the Ozempic of dating. Like
Yeah.
it happens, and I think it's kind of almost like a cleanse, okay? It happened to me where there was someone that I was still like thinking about, not thinking about, but it becomes like food noise. It's noisy, but the person doesn't make you feel good. You don't really like them. You're just like in this habitual thing. And when you cleanse, and that's why I think it was like Kate Hudson who talked about a year without dating, which sounds crazy, or people that have these things. It could be 2 weeks, no contact. The cleansing of it clears your mind. And it's like the way that people cleanse out sugar or something. And then you're just like, wait, I actually don't even think I need that thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very interesting concept that's honestly new to me. And I'm way older than you.
I would like to fall in love. I really would, but I'm also refuse to settle. I've seen so many women in my own life and just in the greater world like have their lives derailed by because they were like, I'm in my 30s and I've got to do this. And
Yes.
I don't feel that. I genuinely, it took me a long time. I talk about getting over the hump. I wouldn't say only in the past year have I genuinely got over the hump. I think before maybe I was like lying a little bit. It's to your point, exactly what you said, defensive a little bit. Like, well, I'm fine if I don't. I would love to be in love. I love being in love. I'm obsessed with it. It's the best feeling, obviously. But if it's not great, if he's not adding to my life, then I don't need it. I'm not going to sit across the table from a boring guy. I'm not going to have a guy who's intimidated by me and my ambition. I'm just not. Like,
Right.
life is too short. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good until I meet someone great, which I want to.
If you don't love it, you don't like it.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, you haven't hit the witching hour. The witching hour is 37 and 38, so you're going to have to pay serious attention to the witching hour. The witching hour is 37 and 38 because that's like you're close to 40. That's the clock. That's the real. That's when the fucking rubber meets the road. And that's when I made I don't want to say I have the most beautiful daughter in the world, but that's when I made a fatal error, the ultimate of settling. The same logic about how much someone loves you more than you love them, and you'll never find someone who loves you this much, and the logic and what everyone else says, and this person's so nice, and all the things. It's it's that you don't love it, you don't like it. You'll be on this podcast before then, but hopefully when you're 37, then we'll talk about the witching hour, and you'll probably be in a relationship, and I probably will too, but if we're, you never know. I like that. That's a pocket for you. I like that. That's an interesting pocket, and it's funny because I'm talking about the same thing, but to a woman in a different pocket, meaning like your age and younger. So like there's a guy, extraordinarily smart, successful, tall, like man about town, let's say, many towns, right? And I can tell that he's used to girls your age who are impressed by all this stuff and they're dangling around, texting back and like panting, even if they're trying to pretend they're not panting, there's an energetic panting because they want the bag and the paying for something and maybe the boobs. And like, I can tell that they're like shocked. Like you think you're going to text me, I had a nice time, and then 2 days later, maybe you'll text me again and be like, when are you coming back from wherever? And then I tell you when I'm coming back from wherever. Like, now we're pen pals. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need your Chanel dumb bag. Like, go talk to a 37-year-old. But the problem is he's going to be like with the 37-year-old who's like begging for a baby. And he doesn't want that. And the 47-year-old has 2 babies. So now he's fucking stuck with me. And I talk about shit like that because it's the phases and stages that are very, very different. And it's why young women have to work and have their own money. They can be stay-at-home moms. They could do whatever the fuck they want, but they have to because the man that I'm going out with tonight, the person who set us up said to me, the last person was the person that would call them, that they would go into dinner and would say, can we stop at this, high-end store before and make the guy pay.
Because she's believe that. That is not in my DNA. And I'm not trying to be high and mighty, holier than thou. I'm really not, because I'm all about girls getting their bag anyway. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you about, actually, you have so much energy. You're very dominant. You know exactly what you want. Like, have you found that difficult in dating? Because like I've been told by several people that I'm like almost too masculine, like or something. But like I don't know how to change it.
Oh my God! Why would you ever change? Absolutely not.
But on TikTok, everyone's like, get into your feminine energy, and I'm like, I don't know how, because I've always like saved myself. Like I've always just been like, I'm my own life rat.
I've got it. I got your answer. It's not okay. So Zach, I'll give you the script. Because I will say this with, I will take on any supermodel for like getting men. Like I've never had a problem getting men. Have I had a problem sustaining because maybe I run or maybe I picked the wrong men or whatever it is. Like we can unpack that in another session. But I'm not stuttering when I say this I am good at. So man going out to dinner with suggests driving a distance to come to me versus the opposite. And I didn't demand it. This person is doing it, which is just a sign. It means, okay, that's who that person is, because every single thing does matter and is the beigest of blushes of pinks flags. So then says, what time? He said, anytime works. And I said, right, well, I want to make sure that you're coming at a time that you're not going to get hit by a lot of traffic. And I reiterated that a few times. So that's caring. That's considerate. That's caring. It happened again in Florida. Someone was driving 2 hours to come take me to dinner. And this was a major bag alert guy. And same thing. And I was like, right, but I could meet you halfway. I really don't think you should be and they mentioned 5 times each, like how that was so considerate. Or like, you're dying. You know, the restaurant they've picked is shit. So you could be like, no, that sounds great. And if you want to go there, amazing. I know that Janine's next door is also very lovely, but really whatever you want to do. Like that's your feminine energy. It's just the consideration and the pleasing, and they are used to smash and grab. And women either nag or grab.
I'm used to being like, that restaurant sucks. Do you want me to fix it for you? And I need to stop because I'm just particular. But you don't need to be not opinionated at dinner, and you don't need, I would say, talking about work should come when you're in the talking about work section. Yes.
And the mic has to be passed and really get a lot out about them and get it all and really talk to them about their business, because it's very interesting. The major bag alert Miami guy, I found him like going on and like asking me 1,000 questions because we've been talking about him for an hour and a half, and I really don't like talking about myself. So I was like,
I know,
I get in and I just am like, get out, and I want to keep it on them, to the point where he was like begging me to talk all about myself. So you have to just like let the butter melt and it will happen. And younger women, because when I was your age, want somehow for the other person to like really know who they are. They really, and the energy shows who you are. Like energy is who you are. Women want men to they want men to know how fucked up their lives were, even if it's subtle, or how bamboozled they were, or how sweet they are, or how whatever. They just
I know,
intrinsically.
You're so right. You're so right about that.
You want to cram it all in on the first, and you just chill and let the butter fucking melt.
Energy does it.
They know. And yes, you're definitely good at being flirty and feminine, and you wear the flirty outfit on the first date, and you cosplay the flirty, and that's the feminine. It's just not coming in and like taking over, because their ex-wife was doing that, and their ex-girlfriend was nagging them, and they weren't having a conversation that's intelligent about what they do for a living. And it's not about how smart, and I am like this too. I want them to know how smart I am, because I'm smart. And most women are. They'll know, and the subtleties of your vocabulary and the way that you're talking about what they're doing, that will make you seem smart. It doesn't need to all be jammed in.
That is crazy good advice. That is my nugget that I'm taking from you this time. That is really good, because I think like I've surpassed that. You're so on the money about young girls. They're like, they want to say things to say how sweet they are. And I've left all of it, but I have the same thing where I'm like, I need this guy to know I'm smart and I have my own shit going on. And I'm like, you're right. Energy does it.
Confidence, and it's calm.
You're so right.
And that's the part that is masculine. Like, that is the part that doesn't need to be. It gets through. It gets through in talking about a recipe. It gets through in talking about molecular gastronomy. It comes through.
Totally.
There's an assistant that I have that just started. She's 24. She said 10 words at a dinner last night, but like, I know she's smart because of 2 of the words. Like, if she didn't shut the fuck up, I would have thought she was stupid.
Yeah. Where is dating better for you, Miami or New York?
It's all the same, because it's the same person. And also, like, the other thing is, like, women sit here and talk about, and again, this is like, it took me to this age, and my calling is like I'm talking to the moms, but it's really a lot of the young girls. I didn't know so many young girls watch me. I'll meet 16-year-olds would be like, I'm like, why? Am I your aunt? I made that up. They're like, no, you're just the only one telling the truth. I'm like, oh, I thought I was your like crazy aunt. Another thing that was going on with me for forever is like the resume. it's the grout and it's not the tiles that is important. So it's not the height, the thing, all these things that yes kind of matter, but it's the way the person migrates, okay? The way they migrate, their patterns. Like, in other words, some people want to stay at the Amman in Turks and Caicos, which is 40 minutes from the town. I'd rather stay at a slightly less nice hotel to be near the coffee and the walking in and the walking up because I'm not that social. And in Aspen, I like Aspen. You'd think I'm so social. It's because when I go, I feel like I get to do something by just walking into town.
Right.
And some people want to stay at the remote, or some people like it's who's the like wake up at 7 a.m. and do the hike person. Like, you got to be honest about your honest patterns and cadence.
Right.
Let's say someone lives in a certain city. It's not about the city, but it's about like, are they like the type that like belongs to a sailing club and they're like a little like stoic waspy? They don't show their feel. Like, that's an essence more than like the actual resume. And you have to pay attention to the in between more than the big, because that's what you're doing every day.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I know. That's why I think dating apps are not really working for people anymore, because now it's like it's so boiled down to just a few pictures and like 3 words, and that's the resume. And it's like you don't know how someone laughs. You don't know someone until you hear them order a drink, until you see how they like order for the table or whatever they say. Like, you really need to be around someone to get their essence. And just looking at someone, oh, he's 6'2", oh, he's this, he went here. Like, it doesn't really it's so hard to know if there's a vibe.
It's the essence, it's the alchemy, it's that. Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
another thing I think is interesting. Like, and I found myself doing it too. I'll judge like it was the shoe, it was the couch, it was the thing I saw behind them in the house, it was the teeth, it was the whatever. And like someone that's very smart, that's very experienced, said to me, under new management, that will change. Like, under new management. And I thought, Tinx, I got to talk to Tinx about this because it was extremely
That's
recent.
good.
Right? Like,
That's
shut the fuck,
good.
shut the fuck.
I'm so bad though. I'm Judge Judy. I know I
Yeah.
see something and I just, ugh. But you're right. You're right. Your friend is right. Yes, under new management, it can all change. And sometimes we've all seen a guy who we passed on whatever we thought he was, whatever. He gets with a really hot girl, and then you're like, oh wait, did I? Whoa! And she refurbishes him.
Period.
And he's like,
or she's imported him from like a suburb where they didn't know women existed, and she's like a 7 and he's a 9, and she's turned him into who he needs to be.
Yeah.
She took a fucking import. Yeah, the importing is big. Like, you go to a city where it's not like going that good over there, and you get a guy who doesn't know anything, but he's like smart and has money, and you bring him over and you put him in some good clothes and shine that shit up.
Oh my
Imports.
God, exactly. Imports. That's very good. It can happen. As if I need another job, but yes.
No, but I've looked at people that are super, super successful and like, and also sometimes you didn't know, like you didn't know who they were. And then you see that it's like your guy that you trained on the next girl. How about that? You're welcome for your boyfriend, my assistant used to say.
Oh my God. I know some of the work that I've done, and they're out there, the girls, like, I need a fruit basket from these girls out there. Like, I did all this work. Like, these guys are in therapy now. Like, they're not wearing skinny jeans. Like, where's my thank you card? Like,
no,
hello.
I guess it's a community thing and we're all doing it for each other.
Have you ever DM'd a guy? Have you ever like thought a guy was cute and just gone for it?
No. I'm such a big game hunter now. It's go big or go home. I'm such a big game hunter because of just institutional knowledge of it not working otherwise, that it makes it really simple.
Yeah.
And if someone's not smart, if someone's not philanthropic, if someone's not educated, if someone isn't wealthy and successful and like certain type of parent. But I mean, but by the same token, I was out with a very successful man and he was rude to a wait staff. I stood up mid-meal and walked out, and like a major guy. Like, I don't play games with like rudeness or ex crazy wives. There's a lot of, I don't deal with anything. So the thing is, it's very specific. So I'm usually set up because someone has like vetted someone. I used to not be like this at all. This is a last couple year thing, but I'm not playing any games for the most part. There are some exceptions, but I don't want to waste any time away from my daughter, and I'm only going out if I really think it's someone who's superb. I'm not, but you're young. I didn't do that at that age, but maybe I would have been better if I did do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you waste some time. Like, if you're getting into the witching hour in the next 4 years, you don't want to waste time either. You want a quality versus quantity model at your age. 24, do whatever you want. 27, 28, great. getting into the 35, 36, 37, I think
Yeah.
you got to be a little more discerning because you're flapping your wings and wasting your time getting exhausted. And then you're full and you don't want to go back to the buffet when there could be something at the end of the buffet. So you wait for the good entrees.
Okay. I'll wait. I'm waiting. I'm good.
You know what I mean? Like, but
patient.
be
Yeah.
discerning. Take a little more time and like, same as your business, go deeper.
Go deeper.
Let me go deeper than just like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
But then have the nights that are really fun and wild. Those are magical nights. I'm not saying for you to be like, but a little bit of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about pen pal texting styles. These men are morons.
They just want to text, and it's like
That's what you call breadcrumbing, right?
I call it pen paling. If we're just always
You
talking,
call it
and
that too?
yeah, and we never meet up. You're my pen pal. For me, I'm like, let's make a plan to hang out. If we're actively dating, that's a different thing. We're calling, we're texting. But if we're not actively hanging out, stop texting me all this asinine shit. You know?
Okay, so wait a second, slow this down because I call it pen paling too. You know my personality, and you know I've said like let's either meet in person or like peace the fuck out.
Totally.
Like you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like let's hear what you do. So how many you go out with Joe last night? He texts you afterwards. That was really nice. Is that like probably something that could happen?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Bethany. I am so
What?
like, yeah, no, he would say that, but either I'm like obsessed with him or I like never want to see him again. I'm so decisive, but I think that you are right, and because I think what happens to a lot of young people today is they'll go on the apps, they'll match with someone, and you wouldn't believe this because it's not your personality, but people get stuck talking for 3, 4, 5 weeks without ever having met up.
They're losers.
For me, if I've never met someone, I actually don't care how their weekend was. So that's
Period.
a hard question to ask. Like,
They're a stranger.
this is the thing with social media and with these apps is it creates this false sense of closeness. And it's a really big problem for young people. So I think it's important that you're saying this because young people do listen to you about the dating stuff. And it's like, you got to say like, oh, I'm down to meet up for drinks, you know, because people have a hard time being straightforward. Sometimes I understand that everybody's different, but I think an easy way to say it is like, you just say, oh, well, you know, I'm free Thursday. Why don't we meet for a drink? Just fucking say it. And if they, you know, wobble and they say, oh, I
don't know. Let's slow this down. This happened to me, and this was an ungettable guy. Okay, so that's why I'm going back. Okay, this was an ungettable player guy. Okay. This has happened, and this happened years ago. I was in a relationship with someone who had never had a girlfriend, and he was the guy. And it was the same. There were two different dynamics, but they're similar. So this guy texted back and forth, and I just dropped the ball completely. He had said we were going to FaceTime, and then it never happened. And then he said he was coming out to the Hamptons, and then he came and he texted me, and he basically said something. I think his daughter was a fan. I mean, I know this, but I'm trying to like not make it so people know who he was. His daughter was a fan.
Okay.
And he texts me. Oh, he starts the new text exchange, something about my daughter's craving chicken salad or something. And I'm like, oh, and so now I realize the daughter's a fan.
Okay.
So he says something about
that's cute.
I'm in town.
I think that's
very cute.
Yeah.
Loved it. No, perfect. We're great. Then he says, well, if you want to get together, etc., but this night I could come alone or I could bring my daughter. And now it's not about the content. I said, are you interested in a friend or are you interested in dating? Dating. I'm like, great, because I don't usually go on dates with people's children. It reset the fucking train on the track, okay? It's not about the content, about what. It's about how I just took a moment to figure out how to slice through. And it happened years ago with a guy that it was like the same, like, call you, I'll text you, we're going to go out Tuesday. And then it was Saturday and I didn't hear from him till 4:30. I wasn't sure. We had been out like 4 or 5 times. We had slept together. Like I liked him, but it's like every time it was 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, 2 steps forward. So that day I was like, hi, I need to be evolving. I don't need to get married. I don't need to have a ring on my finger. I need to be evolving in all areas of my life, in work, in relationship. And he was like, I've never had a serious girlfriend. I don't want something serious. I go, great, then call it. Call the fight. He goes, well, wait, but we could, but I go, right, no, call it. This is what I said. The point is, then we were together for 2 years. There's a moment where this is like, I don't need to be dicking around. And so this moment with the guy from Florida, and trust me, it'll get that train fucking right on the tracks because they're scared too. They're as insecure as we are. They're big losers like we are. So this guy, when I say hi, being a pen pal is touching story and adorable, but like I'm kind of a meet a person or you know, I'll see you when I see you kind of gal. So you don't need to be in purgatory at all. And when you get home from that date, you say to the guy, that's your feminine, I had a really nice time tonight because they spent money.
Yeah.
But you say it. Girls are always waiting. We're all sitting around with our hands out, waiting as if we just deserve everything. And we do, but they're people too. You do it once, though. Now it's up to you. You don't text me tomorrow, now we're fighting.
Then you know. Right.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think that's absolutely right. I'm a big fan of just like figuring it out, like getting, just saying the thing and being like, hey, what are we doing? Because I just like, I don't want to waste time. Like, and also I'm a shoot from the hip kind of gal. I like to get it out there. So I think that's great advice.
But I think it's the energy too.
Yeah.
Because that guy, Joey Zazig, who does the relationship stuff,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did a post and he wrote on it something like, I'm texting you right now. I'm not waiting. I'm not playing games. And like he told the guy, and I was like, in my comments, I go, be that. You don't need to say that.
Totally.
Like, be that. If someone texts you 8 hours later every time, I don't agree in the game playing match that energy. You text me, Steve Cohen, Mark Cuban, billionaires that I know that are leaders of industry, they text immediately back.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
I'm not
Okay?
about game playing.
But it's not even that. You're not too fucking busy.
No.
The smartest people I know are texting right back. So if the guy doesn't text back every time for 8 hours, that's not the guy for you.
not
You
your
don't even have
guy.
to retrain him. He's a loser.
Not your guy.
He's a loser.
That is the good part about being in my 30s is like I don't allow for any of that shit. I'm just like, "Oh, you're not texting me back? Okay, you don't like me." Like, I'm good. Like, you just are a little bit more self-aware and it's a lot more freeing because in my 20s I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll wait 8 hours for a text. Why not? Yeah, 12 hours, make it 3 days. Like, I'll wait. I'm just sitting by my phone." And now I'm like, when a guy likes you, like they're texting you, they're like, when's the next date? Let me take you out. Like, so it's just like allow yourself to have that realization and only hang with people who like you. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, it's not that often that there's a course correct. Like,
Totally.
even those guys that I had to do that with, we knew that they kind of liked you in some way.
100%.
In some way. You can't make a dog a cat. But you
100%.
also don't need to alienate. Like, you can keep them where they're on the burner where why would you shut options down? I think a lot of girls do that too. They get drunk, they do something, they shut it down completely. Like, it's okay to say something and be a little direct, but you haven't completely burned the house down. There's no reason. You never know.
And that's something that I'm actually learning. I can be a bit black and white with things. I can be like, oh, like, well, he did this, that, whatever. And honestly, recently I've been like, to your point, keep him around. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe I'll need to go for drinks in a couple weeks. Maybe just keep him around.
And you should do that with ex-boyfriends. And you
Yeah.
should have a Viking stove, and something should be on simmer, and something should be on boil, and something should be taken off the stove. You have a 6-burner Viking stove. And that's your life.
I have a 6-burner Viking stove. That is iconic, and that's what I'm keeping up here.
Wait, you just said something, and it's about your age and about the most important thing you said is like, you don't like me, it's okay. Like, think about the opposite. Think about how many good-looking, smart, successful, funny guys that dress well that you just don't like.
Yeah, of
I
course.
met this really handsome doctor recently, like a surgeon, like so good looking, so poised, so educated, so everything. I don't know why it didn't vibe. But so like that could be the opposite. It doesn't mean you're not pretty. It doesn't mean you're not attractive. It doesn't mean you're not everything. That guy he just may not like you. It's okay.
It's okay. You can be the ripest, juiciest peach. There's still going to be someone who doesn't like peaches. It's okay.
Look at that. That's going on your fucking tombstone. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's good. It's like, we'll live. You don't like me, I'll live. There's a lot of people I don't like too. So it's all good.
Okay. So, all right. So let's get into the book and the TV show. And wow.
It's called Hotter in the Hamptons, set in one of your favorite places. It's a spicy romance novel. It's an easy beach read. It's about an influencer who has a spicy summer fling. I did it because I wanted to do something creative. I wanted to do something that was like, there's parts of it in there that are me because obviously it's an influencer. I thought, why not make her an influencer? But it's creative. It's fun. It's spicy. A lot of it is influenced by my followers and the questions they've asked me. A lot of them have been like, I watch lesbian porn. Is that normal? And I'm like, yeah, it's normal. A lot of women have that fantasy. Like, of course.
Really?
Yeah. So I was kind of inspired by my followers asking me that. And because she has a summer fling with a woman. And
wow. Hotter in the Hamptons is the best name ever. Like,
and I wanted it to be like rich mom location. Like I have this whole idea for a series where each book is going to be set in a new place that's rich mom.
Love this. I want to be in it.
Yeah. So
I want to be in it. I want to be in an episode.
I'm going to write you into the next one for sure. And
I have
it's
to go
fun.
into, wow, that's amazing. Okay. So Hotter in the Hamptons, and who's doing the TV show and what's happening? This is so exciting.
So the
Are you going to be
Foster
in
sisters? No, I'm going to be an executive producer though, which is so exciting. My first time. time.
The Foster sisters are in it?
No, they bought the rights, so they're gonna make it into a
What?
TV show. Yeah. So I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I'm so like, they are the moment. They are so smart. I worship them. I thought their show was 10 out of 10 last year. Nobody Wants This was so good. I still can't believe it. Like I have the
I
most
can't believe
imposter
it either.
syndrome.
But it totally tracks, and this is like a real like Sex in the City thing. It's totally on brand. So wait a second. So what happened? You have an agent, and your agent packaged it and pitched it. Is that how it happened?
Yeah, when we announced the book, we sent it to a bunch of different producers, and I couldn't believe it that they wanted it and that.
You had this idea when writing the book. You had the idea to write a book and make it a TV show.
Yeah, I thought maybe. I mean, it was a pipe dream. I had no idea it would actually happen. I was like, "Oh, I'll just see how it goes." But I'm really thrilled beyond, and I'm excited to just do like this bigger project and work on something, that's going to take a year plus. It's like I'm used to making videos that are made in 5 minutes and posted immediately. So it's
No,
really
yes,
cool.
but you're very like smart and thorough, and like that's like more meat on the bone. How many episodes, and did it start shooting, and where's it going to live?
We're talking to writers now. I'm loving every second because it's just like, it's so cool to be in these meetings. It's so cool to have a seat at the table and to just hear how it works. And it's really like feeding me. I feel like I was ready for like the next thing, and it's really doing that for me. So I'm
It's
excited.
very, very good. And the good news is that you can use the shitty things that happen in the book. Like it could everything's content, like Nora
Of course.
Ephron. Like
She
very
gets
good.
canceled in the book, obviously. So
Yeah, I got to read it when I'm hot in the Hamptons, because I remembered that you have to have your Tabasco salad dressing.
Yeah. Okay. We have to hang out this summer at least once. We have to get drunk in the Hamptons together.
And I'm entering my sake era. We could talk about it later. The Lord's work.
I love sake.
I'm going to make sake mainstream. Just wait. If I decide that it's going to be the new chicken salad, then it's going to be the new chicken salad. Wait, okay, did we forget anything? Hold on. Yes, wait, hold on. I want to talk about your tips. Okay, men date like stockbrokers, women date like venture capitalists. Go.
Well, it kind of relates to what we were talking about, but women, they see the potential. They're like, if I could just get him a new job, a new haircut, a new this, a new that, then I could refurbish him and I could make him something great. Men are buying what they see right there. They're like, oh, this is her right now. This is what I want. And I want this right now, today. Women are more like, oh, like they take it to the board members, their friends, and they're like, okay, now I know he looks like a troll here, but this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to change, and blah, 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 blah. And in 6 months, he's going to be a different person.
Okay, so mine for that was from Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which is a movie from the 80s that you must watch. It's unbelievable. And the line was, men learn to love the women they're attracted to. Women learn to be attracted to the men that they love.
I love that. And it's so true.
I thought of you when I heard one of your things, and I thought of this, and I'm glad you didn't know it. So remember that one.
Oh my God, that's really good and really accurate.
Okay, next. Men think women have high standards, but then men don't even ask them a question on the date.
So I think it's like right now, the vibe on the internet, vibe on TikTok is like, oh, women's standards are so high. They're not so high. A lot of women will go on a date with a guy and he won't even ask them.
Oh, you're saying they're not even walking upright.
They're
like
not even like,
yes.
They're not even like, what do you do? Or like, oh,
yes.
like whatever. Like I once went on a date, I think it was last year, and I timed it because I got the vibe right away. And I was like, I'm going to do an experiment. We spoke for 42 minutes before he asked me a single question about myself.
By the way, that happened to me recently too. Yes.
I was
you
like,
couldn't believe it.
Not even a like, oh, is your drink good? Or, oh, you've been here before. 42 minutes.
Yes.
I was like,
no, that's a good test that people have to do. That's brilliant. But by the way, no, women have no fucking standards. Women will gaslight themselves into thinking a troll is nice. Oh, but I've seen girls on social media. Look, he sent me a flower to my hotel room. Okay. All right, like
what,
one
and?
flower, like but beggars, we're beggars.
I really don't think women's standards are too high at all.
Not at all. Not. It's
not our problem. It's not our issue.
No, I validate and set limits. I tell you no. Okay. Women date down, dumb themselves down, give a guy a cookie for doing absolutely fucking nothing, brag to their friends about something a guy did that they don't deserve a cookie for that was absolutely nothing. And it's like you see it's just so ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
Okay. If you're single, you need single friends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very difficult if all of your friends are married, all of your friends have kids, and you're the only single one, and you're, like, looking around on a Friday night. If you don't have a couple single girlfriends to get together with, it's very difficult, and so I really advocate you gotta make new friends, you gotta keep adding people to the fold. I love my high school friends, I love my college friends, you can never make new old friends, but you also have to be adding so that you're not lonely, because otherwise you can feel
So
like a
you're
little bit of
not
an odd
lonely.
duck. Yeah,
Yes, but when you're with a bunch of couples, they're all fucking bored. And the first thing they want to do is set you up if you work the
true,
men. So
true.
you really got to work the room and you got to find a delivery method that doesn't give desperate.
You gotta make it be their idea. You gotta sparkle so much that they're like,
Yeah.
"Are you single? I got a guy." Yeah.
Well, yes, but if they don't, they're not thinking of you and this at all. And even if
So
they
true.
are, they won't think of the guy. So you have to really like take 5 minutes, jog the men, and remember they'll have a guy. Even if you are in the end, once they know that they have a guy,
Yeah.
you will be a little desperate. You want to text them, you want them to do it. Follow through because it doesn't matter. Once you get on the date with a guy, the desperate's over. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. Like you need to ask the questions. And
Yeah.
if you're going somewhere, you make it work. So yes, you work the couples though.
Yeah.
Okay. She's tired of the articles about women leveling up and going to. Okay, let's hear that.
There's been a slew of articles about and it's a big discourse right now, like, "Oh, women are, we're smarter, we're buying more homes, we're at college more, we're outperforming men at work," and it's all, like, very negative. The headline is not, "American men are undesirable, American men are falling behind." The headline is always like, "Women outperforming, like, men," as if we've done something wrong, like, that's the tone, and I think it's just really interesting to see how they're all phrasing this. It's like, we are excelling and the men are falling behind, and it is an imbalance right now, but I just would urge all these journalists to be careful. Like, there was a big article in the Wall Street Journal, and it was, the way it was phrased, it was like as if we were committing a crime because we are leveling up so hard right now. The truth of the matter is these men are falling behind. Like, why can't they meet us where we are, and why can't we focus on that versus being like, "Did you buy a house by yourself? That's why you're single."
Also, I think it's not real. It's a cousin, a distant cousin to that, but it reminded me of I really can't stand like the girl boss, give a girl a cookie for being successful bullshit. Like, it's like, she's a girl boss, work it. Like, I despise.
Yeah, girl boss era came and went because it's not sustainable, and I think if we really want to see equality, then we need to not give it, like, a cutesy name and just be like, acknowledge women when they're doing amazing things, and it just, like, because they're doing amazing things and not give it some name and then, like, the name turned sour. Like, we just need to make it a mainstay, like, women are doing great things. Let's talk about that.
It's like this weird frame that is totally unnecessary. And it's also condescending.
It is condescending.
It's
It is.
condescending.
Absolutely.
I die that you said, I've seen this on these apps, the citizen of the world. Go fuck yourself. A
Oh my
man
God.
of everywhere. Like,
Citizen of the world? Oh my God. Like, no.
what that means you have a beanie cap on in August and you like are sitting posing with the Dalai Lama doing a yoga stand on a cliff. Get out of here. We're not interested. We want caviar and a glass of wine. Fuck off. We don't want a man of the world, okay?
I don't know what it is about us. It's our ability to carry children. It's our connection to all women. I don't know. We change. Women are always evolving. Like, women, you even like to use housewives, like, think about how much everybody's changed. Women just change. Men, they don't change. If there's something you don't like about a guy, a core thing of his personality, is, let's say he's cheap or something. That's not going to change after 10 years of marriage. So if it bothers you, know that it will continue to bother you.
That's part of the nuance and the essence of someone where you're like pretending you're a homebody because of the other person, but
Yeah.
then you're going to bust out later in your relationship. But I'm going to say this dynamic that you need to hear because it's something that a young woman needs to hear more than a woman my age. Everyone my age knows it, okay? And at the point that I sort of did this research experiment unintentionally, out of about 10 men, I had met 4 who had full custody of their children because that's a massive, massive thing to get custody. Okay. Because their exes had fallen off the deep end in some way. So it was either pills, an eating disorder, drinking, the combination of all of it, drugs. Okay. And I said to them, and I asked a couple of them, and they said that I was bullseye. I said to them, so let me guess, this is what happens, okay? Woman meets man, and she's attractive, and she wants the things, and she gets to brag to her friends, like, I don't work, and I, get the bag and the things and the gym and the workout outfit and the making dinner and the kid. Okay, now the kids are getting older. The man is having a version of a Jeff Bezos glow up. Like, he's starting to work out. His business is thriving. He's getting smarter. He's out. He's talking to people. He's talking to business people. He's got a big swinging dick. He's got the nice car. He keeps moving in that direction. He's buying her all the shit she wants. She's getting more and more bored. They have less to talk about. She's devolving. Her kids need her less. Now she turns to substances. She's drinking. And they don't have the same amount in common. And she doesn't have purpose. Now she's older. She's not as relevant in the workforce. She can't even insert in, even if she ever was in while she was pre-wed. And now these two are on two different pages. She starts getting fucked up. She makes a fool out of herself on the cul-de-sac parties or at the charity events or on the vacations. And this is a major divergent path that goes on. And the guy is like, wait, we signed up for this shit together. You wanted the stuff, you wanted the dinners, you wanted the fucking Pilates, and I gave it to you. But he got more bored of her ass because that's all she gave a shit about. And he's going to offer her a little business if she wants or do a charity and token bullshit.
Wow.
And she's now resenting him because he's got things to do and go places and do business trips and talk to people. He looks better, he's rich, and he's smart because he's been working on his mental. And this is a major thing. That's why women have to have their own shit and work, not because I'm trying to be against what anyone chooses, because you cannot see what's going to be when you're doing pre-wed and you just want the wedding and the honeymoon and the money and the ring. You don't know what's going to come down the pike.
Damn.
So that's what I have to say to you.
I can see how that will, I mean, I feel like that's played out on House and different franchises of Housewives of Future.
That's it too. Housewives is a bunch of train wrecks. Yeah. So that's what we got, Tinx. So
we covered a lot of ground. I honestly feel like I got therapy. This was fabulous. Thank you for all of your wisdom and just for being you. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations on all this stuff. I can't wait to hear more. Yay.